Hey there, this is Ed from Max Automation. In today's video, I want to show you a little bit more about the process of how we run the audit process for our clients to identify automation opportunities. We get a lot of companies that reach out to us saying, okay, like I really want to add AI or automation to our operations, to our business, but I don't know where to start, right? And I always tell them, okay, like you can't think about adding AI to your business because you need to start from the bottlenecks that you are trying to solve, right? So you need to understand what are the different kind of manual processes that you have in your company first, and then you can think about the solution, right? So that's why we help the companies with this audit process to really understand more about their operations, their internal processes, and identify the automation opportunities where we can add AI, where we can add automation to help, of course, optimize the company's operations, right? And this is just like a little bit about how you can run an audit process for your firm, for your company, so you can start identifying those opportunities, right? So the first step is, if you have, of course, if you have a big enough team, it's important to just put together like a very simple internal survey. You can just build a form for that with some questions. For example, what kind of process that are you spending too much time on? What is the goal of that process? What is the output of the process? How much time do you spend with that process? What tools are you using for that process? What is the frequency that you do that process? It's a daily process, it's a weekly, monthly, etc. So you can start understanding how each member of your team is spending his or her time for, especially on manual and repetitive processes, right? So that's like, I would say, the first step. The second step is having like one-on-one interviews with key team members so you can go a bit deeper into those processes. Once you have identified those processes on the internal survey, then you can understand more about them during the interview. So you can ask for the team member to walk you through step by step of that process, so everything that they are doing. And of course, this is an interview that you can, if you are doing this on a Zoom call, whatever, you can record a call, and then you can use the recording to start getting like more insights about that process, right? So the one-on-one interviews are really important because of that, and also to understand like what's actually the output that you want for that process, what's the goal of the process, and how are you using all the different tools for that process, right? The other one that is also helpful, you can use a time tracking tool like Rescue Time, for example, that you can download and install on your computer. That's gonna start tracking how much time do you spend with each process, or at least with each tool, and then you can start getting those insights. So you can use Rescue Time, you can use Toggle. There are some other ones as well, and you can, of course, this is a way that you can start getting insights automatically, right? So you can install all that on your computer. Of course, you need to understand if you want to install this to your team members' computers. But anyways, at least on your computer as the owner or founder or director of the company, you can start, so you can know how much time are you spending on processes that sometimes you don't think about that much, but you are spending a lot of time on those processes, right? And then I would say the final step is, okay, so now you have the data from the surveys, you have more insights from the interviews and from the time tracking too. And then it's time to put everything together in an audit report. So here internally, what we do, so we have our own methodology for the audit report. So for each process, we create a flow chart of the process with like step by step of that process. We run our what we call our 60 process module analysis. So we analyze 6 different elements of each process, and then at the end we put everything together on a process prioritization matrix, because like you're going to start identifying a lot of different processes, right? But you're not going to automate all of those processes at once. You need to understand, to identify those low-hanging fruits. So the processes that if you automate, you're going to start saving a lot of time immediately. And also, it's not that complex to automate that process. So you need to start with those processes, right? So in this case, in this matrix, for example, these are the processes that I recommend you to start focusing on. So the processes that are gonna start saving a lot of time, and they are simple and quick to build, right? And that's really important, right? So you need to put together like an automation plan, a game plan on how you're gonna tackle those processing, how you're gonna automate those, right? And also there are other things that I think it's important with the audit report that we also do here is to really analyze your tech stack. So with this kind of audit process, you're going to start seeing like how many tools, how many different tools is your company using, especially if you have different departments. Sometimes you are spending money and time with tools that are not really necessary, or you have tools that are overlapping, right? So for example, if you use Google Suite, but you also use Zoom, and you also use a meeting record. Like there are a lot of overlaps nowadays with those tools, so you can simplify things, and also you can save money, right? So tech stack optimization. It's another very kind of important output of this audit process that you can run for your company. Okay. Anyway, so I think this is really, really important. And sometimes people don't think about this that much because they really want to build the system. They really want to add AI into the business, but it's hard to add AI. It's hard to add automation into something that you don't know what the problem is, right? Or you don't know, you don't have all the details of that process. So I always start with the audit first, so then you can move into the implementation phase with adding AI and automation to your firm. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope this is helpful so you can start identifying those automation opportunities for your company. Thank you.